All right, good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Armstrong with today's Matters of the Mind. Thank you all for joining in. I do appreciate it. Um, I've been doing a few things here lately. So, back with you today, hopefully to put something on your mind and to help you get through some of the psychological, mental, and emotional imbalances that you have in your life, so that you can live a well, meaningful life and one that is full of happiness and joy, and you're able to get over the obstacles and the bumps in the roads that may come your way. So, with that being said, I want you to please like, subscribe, and share. Have to get that out the way. Also, you may see an Amazon affiliate link for the equipment that I'm using to make this video possible. Of course, if you click on it, you purchase something from it. I get a commission. If you don't, it's all well and good. It's all good. But for those who want to do any type of YouTube, podcasting, vlogging, some of the material here will be listed. Okay. So with that being said, today what we want to focus on is something called fixation. Fixation is something within the context of a psychoanalytical theory. It refers to an arrested or a persistent attachment to a particular psychosexual stage of development, to a stage of anger, to a stage of trauma, even to a stage of spiritual fixation. Okay, and fixation again is that arrested spot where you may see someone who they get so mad that they can't let anything go. You see someone who is fixated, they have a porn addiction, they have a sexual addiction of any kind, they're fixated just on that. Their conversation revolves around that. It can be contributed to a psychological disorder as well. What I'm going to do today is give you 5 fundamental clinical principles to go along with how to cope with some of these things, okay? And hopefully it will be beneficial to you, okay? So what we need to do first is identify the fixation. So identification of the fixations, the patterns that go along with it, the environment that the person is in, all right, or that you are in, okay? So as a therapist, what I would do is I would begin by conducting a comprehensive assessment to identify the specific fixations pattern, okay? Utilizing clinical interviews, psychological assessments, case history, and reviews to understand the individual's development. Now, while all that seems all well and good, you're not going to do that to yourself. What I instruct the client to do is to become self-aware, okay, of what you're doing so that you are not fixated, all right? So that you can become aware, address the awareness, and say, okay, talk to yourself. And that's the main thing in psychology. Talk to yourself, okay? Identify potential areas of fixation, okay? And then we want to explore the underlying trauma. Explore the underlying trauma because there's something there that, say for instance, a person is angry, they can't let go of that situation. What is it in that person's life that has caused them to be so fixated on anger? Okay? We have to identify the traumatic events or unresolved conflicts that may have led to this type of behavior of fixation. Okay? Because it's there. It's there. something you can do. You can go online and do an EMDR test, which means eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or a narrative exposure of therapy to address and process the underlying traumatic experiences. Okay? And one that is not often talked about, and I feel should be, is the psychoeducation on the developmental stage. Psychoeducation on the developmental stage. Okay? How did you develop psychologically? Okay? How did you come to being fixated? What were you presented with as a child that now captures all of your attention for a period of time, whereas you can't even move on to anything further? Providing psychoeducation to yourself, or getting the psychoeducation to yourself about normal stages of development and the potential impact of fixation, can help you identify where you're at, what you need to do, and how to cope, or how to maneuver or restructure or reframe your thought process. Okay? All of these things, folks, can empower you to recognize, and the main thing is comprehend. That's the main one. Comprehend your own developmental trajectory. All right. Last but not least, and I think this one would be good, is psychodynamic exploration and insight building. Okay. Talk with a therapist about the psychodynamic therapeutic techniques that you can use to explore the unconscious dynamics, because a lot of times you're not even aware of what you're doing because of the fixation. Okay? Engage with your therapist in reflective processes such as free association of dream analysis to foster insight. Okay? It's a process where we go and let our clients go into a daydream, and we let them talk things out. And what are you thinking? Because we have to know what your thought process is before we can help you. And you have to know what your thought process is before you can even go out and get help, because first you have to recognize it. All right? That free dream analysis can help you make a distinction or even a connection between current behaviors and past experiences. Okay? So, what are we looking at here? Coping strategies, adaptive behaviors, psychoeducation, psychoanalyzation. Is all about your psychological maturity. Okay? There are some grown people who still act like they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. They have not matured. No grown man or woman in this day should be out there getting drunk, tore down, sloppy drunk to the point where you can't maneuver in life. I am against smoking marijuana and all of that kind of stuff because it's not healthy for you. Of course, some of you may come in the comments and say, well, Dr. Armstrong is from the earth. Listen, anything that alters your state of mind is not good for you. Cognitive behavioral interventions to modify maladaptive thought patterns and behaviors, that's what you need, because you need to recognize what your personality is. Okay? So I encourage you, seek out professional help who can help you identify these behaviors, process them, uh, mindful practices, assertiveness training. All of these things a professional can do to help you in your intervention so that you can get out of that state of fixation. All right. Some people get fixated on how they drive instead of driving, carefully and methodically. Some people are just out there just zooming. Okay. We want to incorporate ongoing assessments as therapists to gauge your progress, and we want to regularly revisit and adjust your therapeutic strategies, so that based on your response to treatment, we make us take it a step further and just help you reinvent a brand new person. Okay, a brand new person. So I want you to understand, check your thought process. Okay, check your thought process. See what it is within you that needs to change. All right. So thank you, folks. Again, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you to all the organizations that use this. The Amazon affiliate link is there. There's some great equipment that you don't see around, but I still use them as a podcaster, as a therapist, even just in my daily life. So click on the link. There might be something there that you like. All right. And most of all, have a great day. Take care.